Morning, how are you? Hmm. Hi, everybody. Oh, man, what a night. My kids are in this room with me, so if you guys hear any noise, I apologize already. Um, yeah, welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. How are you guys doing tonight? Can you guys even hear me? I'm late. I said 8 o'clock. You guys, the kiddos are not having it tonight, so they're in this room with me. So hopefully this was a rush, rush, rush. This was a rush, 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 rush hour. Shiloh, Shiloh, stop, you guys. They're in here with me. Hi guys. If I look jacked up, please don't come for me. My kids are in this room tonight. They do not want to go to bed. They had a really early nap today. They have a cold, so they are here chilling with mommy. If I look a hot mess, I apologize. Oh my Lord, I can see it already. Mm. Small thing. I see one person's watching. How are you guys doing tonight? Sorry I'm late. You guys, there will be some noise in the background. My kids are in this room with me tonight. They are not feeling too well, so they're on their tablets. I hope you guys can hear them. But if you can, I'm sorry. Show must go on. Still gotta be mama. Hi, River says Pro. How are you doing? Yeah, you made it on. Yay. We're waiting for the panelists. As always, let me do my due diligence. Let me make sure that we are on all platforms. Again, I'm going to apologize right now. My kids are in this room with me. They're not feeling too well. So if you hear any noise in the background, sorry about that. Still being a mom. Okay. But we need to do this topic. So tonight is the continuation of our show from last Sunday. We're talking about parental role. And yeah, we had some questions that were asked that we didn't really get to. So we're going to get to it. I'm gonna copy. I try to copy these questions and paste them in this live, but for some reason I'm not seeing it. So I guess because I'm in the um, something row, so it doesn't let me see the comment right away, especially when I'm going to my phone. I only see like what's happening, basically, like how my show is doing, I guess. I don't know. It's really weird. Uh, but yeah, welcome to the show. Let's make sure we're live on all platforms. We're showing we are live on Facebook, both of those platforms. Let's talk on the speed and Parental. Okay, let's check YouTube. Make sure we're on live on YouTube. Hopefully, our panelists will join us soon so we can Actually get to this topic tonight. Shout out to Riverside Pro for all those great questions. We are going to be diving into them tonight. And tonight we're going to talk about those four cautious C's that parents use. So come on, share the live, invite your friends, call them. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. Okay. Let's get our panelists on. I want this show to only be for an hour. Like I said, my kids are in the background here. They're not going to but they're entertaining themselves and they're enjoying watching mommy do this. So if you hear a little noise, I apologize in advance. It looks like I'm not live. Oh no, I am. Okay. Okay. The show. Let's check YouTube. Hopefully we can start exactly at 8:30. Guys, we're doing homework, we're sharing. How was your week? I hope you had a really great week. I hope how is North Dakota, Roma says, bro? I'm thinking about the Midwest. You've been thinking about the Midwest lately. So everybody, all roads have been leading there. A lot of people have been telling us it's nice. I've never been there before. I would love to visit one of these days to see what it looks like. The only thing I know about the Midwest is that it's extremely cool and it snows all the time. It snows all the time. That's not good. I got some good news for you guys tonight. So my schedule officially changed. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's good because I get a day off during the week. It's bad because I still have to work 2 weekends in a month. So that's the downside. But the great side about it is I don't have to travel to different hospitals or clinics to do whatever my job is. Now I'm just going to be in house. I'll be at one hospital, which is great. So that's the great news. And the other second news, I was waiting for the panelists for us to do this, but they're taking forever, and I need to be doing small talk with you guys. So since I'm gonna have one day during the week, and my kids are gonna be in school, guess what? We're gonna have a show during the weekdays. We're gonna have an early show. I haven't decided like what that looks like or like the time yet, but I wanted to launch a little segment on this show that's called Beyond the Music. I'll beyond the music. I wanted to say beyond entertainment. I'm still kind of working on that yet. Basically, what that means is that one day during the day, I'm going to be reaching out to those influential music growth in Liberia. Those ones that are really making it. I would love to interview some of those and just talk about why they have passion for music of everything in the world. Why did they choose music or entertainment in general? So that's gonna be a segment of my show that I've been thinking about and behind closed door I've been making some contact. So that's gonna be a segment since I knew my schedule was changing. I was thinking about that. So hopefully, my goal is by the end of April, we'll launch that first interview. So stay tuned. And then also that one day that I'll be off, Shiloh, that's my song, sorry. That one day that I'm gonna be off, I can do um interview basically about anything. It could be music, it could be about, someone that's very influential in Liberia. I know for sure my dream person that I really, really would love to interview is Alexander Cummings. Um, if his rep is watching or anybody knows how to get in contact with them, please, please, please reach out. I really admire him and I think he's very admirable and I know he just recently lost his mother. My heart goes out to them, but that's one person that I am definitely, definitely looking forward to interviewing on this platform. Anybody that knows or can be able to launch me a little interview. A 10 minutes, 5 minutes would be even great. So yeah, guys, that's the plan for my day off and it might be the show. So it won't be like this. That Wednesday won't be like the way I sit here unless I really have an interview where I'm going to be talking to, people. But I don't know. So I think my first weekend off will be Thursday. I'll be off on Thursday. And then the second weekend that I work, I will be off on Tuesday. So it's not going to be consistent. Oh, Brothers is watching. How are you? Yes, definitely. Thank you. I will reach out. Mariah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. So thank you so much. I will definitely keep that contact information. I think I followed her recently. So yeah, one of those during the afternoon. That's what we're gonna be doing one of my days off. So thank you so much for that contact. I will definitely be reaching out. Um, yeah, so that's the goal for this. Hopefully we can build this. And then the weekend, since I'll be working weekend, but I still get off, guys. We'll still have this show on the weekend. My goal is to hopefully change the show time to maybe like 5 o'clock. That's kind of tight unless I get I'm working on someone like helping me with my kids and stuff like that. So if I can get that set in place and things like that, I will create more time for this because I really want to invest in this a lot. So bear with me as I work through the whole logistics of this, okay? So tonight we're talking about parental role. Last week we started this topic out and it was amazing. I want this show to only last for an hour. Um, okay, yeah, definitely. Oh, that's amazing. Yes. I know the election just kind of like passed and things like that. So I would definitely be reaching to Mariah. I think I'm following her. I recently. Shiloh, Shiloh, Shiloh. Come on. I think I recently followed Mariah, so I will be sending her a nice little email. Hopefully, it's not a rush. Hopefully, they will reach out to me. Yeah, that one day. I really wanted this schedule to change so I can have one day during the week I can dedicate to this because somebody I don't start stuff and I don't finish it. I want to see where this go, and I want to put every time that I can possibly can. I have to put into it. So hopefully, by God grace, we will put this to where the vision is. Vision is for us to reach many people and do great things with this, other than just coming here at night and talking to you. But this has been investing my time and your time, in it and having you guys wait up all night and stuff like that. It's definitely worth it. So even though we're talking about relationship and things like that, I would love for us to expand it to something else that we can add to it. Initially, this platform is basically for educational purpose. So I want to bring people who are kind of like making it in the world, who can kind of like teach the youth how to be grounded and how to put work ethics into it and things they're doing to be successful. So those are the people that I'm looking into. For the US only, I do have two people that I'm glad, like I said, I'm so grateful my schedule has definitely switched up, even though there's a downside where I have to work some weekends, but I still get off early enough to have this show at night. So that's not a big deal. I can still work through that. But definitely having to interview people, I want to be able to have a way that we can actually invest. Yeah, that's on the table too, brother Cesar. Create a free TV Liberia and link some people in Liberia that collab page. Yeah, that's definitely the plan. I don't know if you saw my video at the beginning of the year. I am trying to find. I mostly want to work with youth. Not that I don't want to work with people that are older, but I want to work with youth that are very eloquent and I can represent it in a positive way. Um, so again, I know this is long shot, but I'm really trying to work on things to see if I can make my way to Liberia sometime this year. I don't have the exact date yet, but I'm working through that, and that would be definitely on a mission to get this thing rolling to something else because I'm seeing a lot of things. There are a few people reaching out to me, but I just don't have the time right now, especially having little kids. So I'm working through the whole process, guys, to be able to get this thing to a next. It's kind of like a gradual process to to the bottom of it. So I'm working behind closed doors, and our co-host is here. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Fee. How are you, man?
Good. You frozen.
I'm what?
You're frozen. I don't see your face moving. Okay, now you're moving. Now you're moving.
No, not frozen actually. I didn't shake it though.
Okay. Yeah, before you join on, I was just telling everybody it's official. My schedule has changed. Starting Monday, I have a brand new schedule and it's good and it's not good. But I
Hmm.
say it's watching, guys.
But I mean, I want to hear the good one first. I don't want.
The
I
good
know.
one.
Yeah.
The good part is I will have one day out of the week I would be out that I can fully dedicate to the show and expand to do more things like I wanted. And then I was saying this is something that I've been thinking about, like doing something beyond, like another segment of this show would be like beyond the music or entertainment or whatsoever learning purpose. I'm still trying to figure out the the title of that segment, how to put it together. But that's something where I can do interviews with people, like I said. But I say just suggested someone that I really, really would love to interview on this show. And again, I apologize. My kids are in here. Look, they're in here tonight because they have a cold and they don't want to go to bed. And I'm like, I don't want to miss the show tonight. So they're in here entertaining themselves just in case there's noise in the background. But I'll be muting myself in and out. I'm hoping you will moderate tonight.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I wouldn't have problem moderating, but tell them, tell them Uncle say hi, but you should not disturb them
Uncle says hi.
and don't disturb them.
Yeah, so I mean, like I was saying, I want to interview Alexander Cummings. I really admire his work and things that he's done. I read much about him, and I have some burning questions that I would like to ask and things that maybe the public may be interested in. That I would love to do that and, see how that goes. And then also, there are a few other people on my list, but definitely I want to interview Alexander Cummings. And Brother Sid did give me the contact, right? I think I recently started following her. But I'm definitely putting my little,
You
proposal.
said we will interview.
Alexander Cummings.
Oh, Alexander Cummings. Okay, the former
Yeah.
presidential candidate of Liberia.
Yes.
That would be a very good one. I hope I'll join you so we can hello, to
Yeah, I would love to interview him. I have some burning questions, and I'm very interested in his work and things like that, and some other influential people that are on my list. But definitely, he one of those people that I'm interested in. So I'm glad that my schedule work out in a way where I get a day off during the week.
so
I'll
which one are you? I mean, you ask you is the day is optional, like you select an option the day that will be optional to you, or it's just a fixed
so
day.
since I'm no longer like traveling to different clinics now to do, my work, now I'm gonna be in house in hospital. So I'll be settled in. Monday is definitely my first day, so I will know exactly the whole logistics of that and know my what I can do around my schedule. So I'm hoping Monday I will kind of like know, and then hopefully by next week I can give you guys set in stone what days those would be, and then I'm gonna start doing some groundwork and doing my put my research hat on and start reaching. I started reaching out to a few people, but I haven't really gotten good, information yet that I need. But I think because I'm not following through like I should. But now since I will have a lot of flexibility, it won't be a lot of traveling. I will definitely be in my office more often now than like traveling around. So I'll have a little bit of leeway to do things that I could do. So that's something that's on the play. And Brother Sid did suggested that to do a feed TV Liberia and link some people. That's something that I wanted to do in the beginning. That's something on my list for this year. I want to work with some young people in Liberia. I need people who are go getter, who are hardworking, and they know what they're doing. They know how to, you know, talk to people and represent, the platform in a positive way. Um, I don't just want anybody in that. Basically, a model citizen. I don't know if that makes sense. Like someone that kids in the community can look at and say, you know what, yeah, like adult in the community can vouch for them. Those are the type of youth that I'm looking for to work with. And definitely they won't be working 24/7, but it's not going to be free as well. I want them to know a little bit about like the media world and things like that, and know a little bit about research and things like that. So that's something. And like I said, this year my goal is Shiloh. Shiloh. My goal is to make sure that I make my way to Liberia this year. Like I'm working
No,
on that.
that was be good, man. I mean,
Yeah, so that way I can be on a mission and like get some stuff done before I get back. So, but I'm working around the whole logistics of that, of how to get my kids situated and things like that. So, definitely one of the busy, busy community are the uh, quizzing and debate discussion. Yes, yes. I don't know how I can get in contact with them for the sis said that. Yeah. Um, but I said knows a lot of these. I'm gonna be reaching out to you. I'll be reaching out to you. So that's the plan. But tonight's show, just want to give the viewer a little bit of things that I'm kind of thinking on. Like I said, everybody's dedicating their time to this show, and including the viewers and our panelists and us. I definitely want us to go beyond this and for it to get to wherever the vision is. So hopefully, we can get something going. I know it's a gradual process, but today, I was just looking at the growth pattern of the whole show, of the platform, and I'm very happy to where it is right now. Even though I'm far short away from what it is I think it should be, but I think we've grown for just being here for since September. I think it started in September, and definitely was not how I envisioned it, but it's going to. I thought I was gonna be super shy and just do like behind camera video and just lunge in and go my way. But I'm definitely getting comfortable and I think I'm liking it.
yeah, obviously, once you have passion for something, you want to do it, you dedicate your time and effort and resources towards those things you want to do. Obviously, it's going to work out positively. The only
Yeah.
thing is you should have the desire to achieve in what you want to do. Because
Mhm.
if you don't have that mindset, because everything you do it, you set a goal and you want to achieve that goal at a specific time. You have a
Right.
goal objective and you want those things to be achieved at a given time. And it's why everything you do, you have to plan. And then and in your planning process or stage, you everything have a milestone. Like, well, at this point and to this point, I must be able to reach what I'm able to do. So, I mean, you have a great vision. It just matter to working towards it, and we here to will be behind the scene, and also helping, supporting, and be doing what we're able to do. I mean, I share vision with you too as well. There's some things I want to do, but I my hands are tied currently. Uh, so I'm trying to find a way. When everything is right, then I will start to develop other things to be, because the young children nowadays, especially in our country, Liberia, they need help. Intellectually, they need help, because the the educational system of Liberia, I mean, it's been described as messy, and it's still being messy. There are some institutions that are striving to doing the right thing, the best, to provide better education for the children in this country, but on the overall, the majority, schools are not doing well. Especially the ones, the government schools. The government schools are not doing well, because unlike those days, we heard about Tottenham High, we heard about GW Gibson, we heard about BW. Most of the government institutions, many people, most of the ministers and government officials, graduated from those places, especially when you talk about Tottenham High. And a lot of people we know they graduated from Tottenham High. And they will always say things about Tottenham High. So what stops government from promoting to putting resources in the educational system that will develop the children from the younger stage, from the nursery, like, let's say, from the nursery stage, up to the secondary school level. So government needs to do more. But like you said, your vision is clear. Like you put it in prayer. Yeah, like I said, write your vision and make it plain, clear. You know, so you once that is written, and oh wow, welcome. Once that is written, I want to say something while on that conclude. Once that is written, it will be, it will be good. Just make it clear, make it plain, and then you work towards it. That would be brilliant. I mean, we all here, we will be on the behind the scene, and following you as well. But that's a great vision.
Thank you, Jimmy. You look 2 years younger.
I want to say the man, like a baby today, yeah, but I don't know what's the
He
story
still
behind
got the beard.
it. But you will not make me
He
to
got
shave
a
my own.
haircut.
Oh, really? You see the gray inside? It's very important. And when
All
Lawrence
right,
come, Lawrence
guys.
will do her own. You
Let's
think you
go.
want to do
Let's shoot for one hour this
it?
today again. Oh, the man frozen again.
Um,
Jimmy,
um,
welcome.
No, Jimmy is not frozen. He just muted. He just dumbfounded. He doesn't want to say anything. He waiting
No,
for us.
that's you. You have a little glitch in your video today. I don't know.
Really,
oh,
really, I don't
really?
know.
Yeah, no, not Jimmy. Andrew.
Oh, really? Okay, so I
There's
don't
like
know.
Yeah.
a glitch going on. Like it
That
keeps
man
kind of
using
like.
that man on Lone Star. That man on Lone Star.
I mean, the internet are using the place is
Welcome to the
far better
show.
than
We got some people in LIB watching.
yeah, what those people here be watching, my people.
Thank you for the welcome, Fee.
You're welcome. You look super young tonight. What happened? You shave all the beard off? They will more tell you to shave it off?
Now you see, you better go places that you don't have permission to go. You don't have plane ticket. You don't have, you know.
Oh,
I
now
won't get in trouble.
all of a sudden you just shave all of the beard and that. Where you want to go? And Lawrence come. Lawrence, I want to see him shave his own.
I don't think
leave,
Laura will shave it off.
leave Lawrence alone.
Oh,
But wait, you tell the teacher
damn.
can't scare Lawrence. Lawrence will be one in the chat room. Lawrence will be dealing with me. I will not say anything. But my whole phone now, they just say, "Oh, leave Lawrence alone."
Uh, let me let me tell Lawrence that.
Hi. Yeah, tonight we're talking about part two of Parental Role. I really enjoyed the show last week. I like how short and sweet it was. I think we have to keep it that way because it makes our audience like waiting, like again, yeah, sorry, I have baby my children ain't in this room yet tonight. If you hear noise, that's what's going on, okay?
You enjoying yourself.
the main one being in the photo. All right, guys, welcome to the show. Hopefully you guys had a great week, and we're talking about part two of parental role. I'm trying to pull the questions that we did not answer um last week. River says Pro was on. I hope he's still watching because tonight we're going to be
Yeah, he watching
discussing his question.
from what did he say he watching from? He said he watching
North
from
Dakota.
North Dakota.
He's not far from you, Jimmy.
Oh, who's that? River says Pro.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. In fact, I'm planning a trip to North Dakota before the end of March.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
my
was telling everybody it looks like
my brother
that
and his
area is calling us.
my brother and his wife, they are expecting.
Oh
You
wow.
know, yeah. So I have to go there and bless the baby. See.
There you go. Uncle,
Okay,
big
Bishop.
uncle.
Okay, Bishop.
Big uncle coming to town.
Yeah. Not just uncle, but fresh uncle too now. Fresh
Fresh
uncle.
uncle. Look at the way the uncle call the hand off. Jesus.
Oh, I said the man a Bishop. Yeah,
Yeah.
the man a Bishop.
You know, when people start disrespecting me too much, I can keep my hair. I I can keep my hair,
So why you calling her? You took 10 years off.
cause they when my hair is when my hair is bushy, it makes me look older. And then how to call it, people like Andrew can respect me.
You already need to know.
But you see,
You get one screen of gray in your beard. See my beard. You see one screen of
a
gray in your.
lot. I have a lot in my beard.
My own is visible. Your own is not visible.
And that lay beard you keep it under your chin, that you can't even let a barber go around it, because when the barber cut it, it will not grow back.
I
That it
figure.
that it coming in here make me come up.
That your business, you go.
See,
All right, guys. Maybe we should get started. Y'all ready?
Yeah, sure. It's something. Let's get started, man.
All right. Again, welcome to Let's Talk. I said welcome to the welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. Welcome to the show. Tonight is a continuation of last Sunday topic where we talk about parental role. And in that segment we discuss sorry about y'all can hear him?
Go ahead. We're hearing you.
No, I'm saying do y'all hear like noise in the background?
Yeah, we're hearing it, but we cannot do anything about it. So just go ahead.
yes,
Um,
I'm hearing your doorbells ringing.
I'm telling you. And dad's not home, so bear with me. Um So tonight is a continuation of the show from last Sunday. We talk about parental role. We looked at the four dimension of parenting, which were you guys want to help me out? I went blank right there. We talked about being authoritative. Um, who wants to take the
Authoritarian,
other one?
authoritative, and we have
And
a,
let's say
a
fair.
laissez-faire,
Yeah,
and and I think another one that
right.
the
Thank you. I'll answer. I'll probably need you to moderate. I'll be muting myself a lot because I don't want to disturb the show. Um, Tonight we are going to answer some of those questions. But actually, before we jump into that, I wanted us to look at the four C's of conscious parenting. But maybe we should kind of like review the topic and then jump into the questioning. What do you guys think?
yeah, definitely. I think we need to chit chat on the topic, and then we come to the questions that were asked, and then we give our inputs on the questions. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to make him quiet down a little bit. So last week we defined what parenting were, because I think most people just assume once you have children, you're a parent, I guess, which is true. But being a parent comes with a lot, and I'm just gonna go back to the definition of what parenting is. Sorry, guys, let me pull my notes. So, according to um, the dictionary, I'm gonna give you guys dictionary definition. It said parenting is defined as the process of raising children, providing them with protection, care in order to ensure their healthy development into adulthood. So that's what parenting is. Not just you have the child. So once you have that, we know a few people that just, you know, assume once they bear a child and give it to someone, they're parenting. They're a parent, which, yeah, automatically you are a parent, but as the definition says, the process of raising children, providing them with protection and care in order to ensure the healthy development into adulthood. And the four dimension of parenting that we covered last week um were, guys, I have to go back to my, so we had neglectful, basically a parent that is not involved in a child's life and basically don't care, that type of lifestyle. You guys know what neglect means. You're not providing them the necessity of life. You're not nurturing them. You really don't care. They make their own rules. They do whatever they want to do. That's what neglectful parenting is. Permissive is like child driven. Basically, you're nonchalant, in my opinion. Rarely gives enforce rules. Like you overindulge. Like you let them, I would say like permissive, kind of like you allow them to like run you, basically rule you in a way. So whatever the child says or do, go because you're afraid of hurting their feelings and things like that. Um, Basically, you're doing it to avoid conflict. You don't want a child to get mad. And authoritative is another one. Is basically you solve problems together with the child. You set clear rules and expectation, open communications, and natural. Somebody just messaged. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I got distracted with a comment. And basically, there's a consequences to every um situation. Whatever, if the child breaks the rule, they know there's a consequences and there are boundaries. And then authoritarian, parent driven, basically says strict rules and punishment. Basically, you do it, you're gonna get punished. There's no leeway there. It's like cut short. One way communication. I'm the parent. Whatever I says goes. Um, and basically, they're, I don't know if I want to say this, but you're not too emotional with your children in this one. I'm not sure if I believe in that as well, but I think that's basically what it's trying to describe. If you're authoritarian, like you show a little bit more, you don't show too much emotions because you're trying to make sure the rule get set in stone. And I think on here somebody had asked what where within this four dimension, where do we each find ourselves? Like I said, I think of the four, I think most individuals have a little bit of each of those, but maybe you have a dominant one. For me, I would say I'm authoritative, depending on the situation. So definitely, I'm gonna stop right there with the intro and let the two of you take it on from there and let us know and then when we can jump into the topic and cover those questions for tonight. All right. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Where is Andrew?
Andrew left, so do you want to like kind of like expand on what I said a little bit? Maybe we can do five. I think I took 5 minutes to kind of like just introduce it, and then you can just take it from there. Then we can jump into the four C's. Then we do the questions and close. Or do you want to? Maybe we should do the questions first before we jump to the four C's.
Yeah, because the old questions, we don't want to wait for the new questions to start coming.
Yeah, go ahead. So, do you want to kind of introduce yourself? Kind of like just see, just for the sake of the audience, to see
Yeah.
which of those four dimension, like you had said you fall into, and then Andrew can take it from there. Then we just kind of like start answering the questions.
Okay. a- Again, my name is Jimmy Kiazulu. Um, I'm a panelist on this show, Talk with Miss Fee, and I'm happy to be here tonight to discuss on a very important topic. Um, the role of parents. The role of parents when it comes to taking care of the children. And last week we discussed various types or kinds of parenting, and tonight we are here to continue same topic. And I'm glad to be here tonight. And I will wait at the right time when we begin to address questions to provide information to our audience. Thank you.
Okay, Jimmy, thank you, and thank you to Miss Fee. Yeah, sure. Sorry, the place kind of cool, small, so I had to get something hot. But it's important. We're going to be addressing some of the topic, tonight. The questions tonight, and we kept on discussing about parenting, like Reverend Pensy here is suggesting, recommending that we continue, this topic maybe for the next 2-3 weeks or so, because it's deeper and deeper, right? So every day you make research, you come out, you see different things, because the parenting is one of the key things in the development of a child. Parenting is an ongoing job. It's not a job that it's just done today and you forget about it. You can continue to parent, carry on parenting up to maybe the child reach to a level. Even the child still, if somebody get a child which is 30 years old, say, and the parents still living, they will still want to parent that person. So parenting is an ongoing job. It is nothing that is done once, it is done continuously. Another aspect of parenting that we have focused on last week and we need to continue to talk about is a guardians, that develop the character of the child. Because you as a parent, the guardians you give to the child, it develops the character of the child. And I remember we discussed it last week. You, the parent, if you have a negative way of parenting, your child gonna grow up with that negative mindset. And so this is why the parents are the first, group of people that the children interact with, especially the mother and the father, before they can even go to the outside world. And that's why we will always speak, in a way that people who concerning themselves, like Jimmy was saying, there is no single parent. There is no single parent called except parents, yeah, but it has a single caretaker also. But there is no single parent. Which I think I when I thought on it, and I try to buy into that, because no one person can take care of the child. If you the only person that can do the only, so you are the sole provider, I would say, fine, great. So you will find it very confusing, or very, disturbing, when you see one person taking care of a child and doing providing all of this support, and then one other person sit there, doesn't want to do anything, and it let the child do it. So You it's because you get a guardian from you to develop you as the child. And we also talk about, as parent, responsible parenting. We won't talk about, you must be able to recognize your child needs and wants. As a parent, you recognize your child needs and wants and being able to support them in achieving these things. So when your child needs and wants are being recognized, you must be able to support them in achieving them in the needs and wants. Another thing we probably didn't talk about, but it came to mind. It talks about the both parents have equal important role. They have equal but important roles. So the mother, the mother role is not different from the father role. Even the mother role might be different from the father role a little, but the father had a role that both of them, because both of them complement each other. So they will tell you that the mother and the father have to be together because they have to make a home and build a team. And we all know to what is a team, what team is. Some people develop team together, everyone achieve more. So the mother and the father together, they will achieve more in bringing out their children. And you as a mother too, you should also, there's someone said about good father involved in the life of a child. A good father must be in the life of a child. You vice versa. But a good father must be in the life of a child. And the key role of a father, we talked about last week, we said it should protect, provide, and discipline. So the father serves as a disciplinarian, he serves as a protector, he serves as a provider. So he protects the child or the children, he provides for them, and he disciplines them as a father. That's his own role. The mother is there to what? To nurture, to find food, to give them food and everything, to create love. But the both parents have two distinct roles. They have that role to play in the home. So I mean, I'll stop there for now, and then we go into the question and period. Those who answer questions, we can discuss the key questions I will ask during the last show. But I think we could. Where is Miss Fee? I think she's up.
Yeah, she's out.
So she's supposed to be putting the topic. But again, there was a series of questions asked last week. When it come back, she said she want to put it on the screen here so we can view it, and then she could put it up, and then that it could read. And they said responsible father. Someone talk about responsible father. You will know the well-being of their children and desire to see their children succeed to all areas of life. So you see, no parent will want to see their children just be on the way what we saw. I think we'll bring to the place where we can answer that questions. And that comment I wanted to keep when we answering that question, but I don't want to hit on it. Because why would you want to see your child? So every parent desire is to see their child reaching to the zenith of life, to reach to a peak of certain thing, what they want, what they desire for their children to reach. Because the last time we were talking about something, and last time someone said, "Oh, some of the father, some of the children, they don't care. They are wayward. They don't care. The parent getting the direction and they decide to go. Yeah, they may have their own way. So every parent will want their children to reach to a particular place. That's what they desire to see their children to reach. But some children don't even care. By the way, they say, "Oh, I mean, I don't even care what my father does," because we as parents, we give guardians that will develop the character of the child. So, Jimmy, if you got a negative character, if you got someone who can beat on your wife, your child stands there or your son stands over there, he sees you beating your wife, his mother, he will eventually grow up in that too. And he will do the same thing. So, because as parent, you develop the well-being of the children. And if we don't develop the well-being of the children and they see that negative character that being portrayed in us, they're also going to adapt in an environment. Oh, because I grew up in a violent home, so therefore I will be violent. You see, most of the violent cases or domestic violent cases that take place in the home and other places, they don't just come about because they feel they're coming about. It comes about because what they learn from their parents in the home. Because they learn it from their parents in the home, and, eventually it will carry in the greater society. So I will pause there. Miss Fee is back, so probably she can pull those questions also we discuss them.
Thank you so much. Sorry, the other man gone to bed, the noisemaker. So He came, he's like, Mommy's sleepy. So, but thank you so much for that. I appreciate you going on that. There are a few things being said in the comment. Dika and your dog. Think about cotton tree and firestone.
You know,
So yeah, let's go into the question tonight. Guys, I'm sorry I was out for a little bit trying to get the little guy to go sleep, but I'm back. So let's look at the question. I think we answered some of those questions last week. The ones that we did not get to. The first one said most children who grew up under authoritarian parents have problem in life.
wow, Joy is here. She's saying hi, Fifi.
Hi, Joyce. How are you? So, the first question said most children who grew up under authoritarian parents have this question is from Riverses Pro have problems in life. They lack social flexibility, marital problems, antisocial behavior, etc. I don't think I agree with that fully. I think it just depends on the individual. What do you guys think?
Well, first of all, Riverside Pro, uh, I don't know if he's asking a question or he's making a statement. If he's making a statement, then that statement,
I
what
think he's
is
I think he's opinionating. You know, I don't think he's asking a question. He's opinionating.
yeah, but his opinion, yes, I understand it is his opinion, but in this kind of instance, this kind of opinion should be backed by statistics. You know, it should be backed by fact that people can see and you know because let me just read a question. I mean his opinion. Can you put it back? Let me read it before I can. You are muted, Fee.
Sorry, guys. I have the screenshot so I can read it again. He said
Okay.
most children who grew up under
But
authoritarian
there's a way you
parents.
will upload a screenshot. There's a way you will upload a screenshot in photo. It will come on the screen and then we can read it from there. That's a way you can do that,
Really? I don't know that. Oh, we have someone here.
though. Okay.
I don't know how
Okay.
to do that.
The
Maybe I
man
need a
looking
class
the man
section.
the man looking fresh, or I call it get a Brazilian banana.
Right, you're
No,
not here,
he's
come straight.
looking at new
Right,
money.
right, you're not here, come straight.
Maybe Andrew and you worry.
But let's go back to the show, man. You're too funny. Welcome, Lawrence. What you doing?
And like the American dream of chasing.
I know, right?
You know, they sell the dream. Trace there, don't trip. Otherwise, you're on your own.
I know. You play fun, you will leave the hole.
I look at the Andrew already down reach.
I mean, Lawrence, your camera look, very professional tonight. What's the script? What's the secret?
Uh-huh.
Man, I got home office, man. I'm looking at Andrew.
Oh, I think, yeah, let's go back to the show.
I'm saying I'm in my office. I say I'm in my home office.
Let me get you full screen
And I
TV.
even and I even see your two of you tonight. And I see you. You're not going in the show.
Hey, you are
Yeah,
talking?
let's go back, man. Lauren, you're not gonna stop problems tonight.
No, Andrew, like my eye out. I don't see you now.
So let me read the question for Jimmy again. River Pro says most children who grew up under authoritarian parents have problems in life. They lack social flexibility. I don't know what that means. Marital problems, antisocial behavior, and etc. So what do you guys think? I don't agree with that. I absolutely think it's individualized. But that's up to you guys. What do you think?
But Fee, before we go there, Lauren just joined us, though he was not with us last week. I think he knows this topic already is screaming below there. Let's hear, from him what his own understanding about parenting. Let's give him 2 minutes. Let
Okay.
him feel away. then we can go to, because it's based on the topic, the question schema last week. So let give him 2 minutes. Let him just say something about it.
All right.
I will keep the time for him. 2 minutes.
Thank you, guys. It is good to be back. I know I missed all the G's. I missed all the fun. And Andrew had a free time. When the cat not around, the rat can be jumping around. You know. But it's good to be back. And I apologize for the past time I missed. It was due to some tight schedule, but I'm trying to work on it to ensure that I'm always on the show. And Jimmy and I have been talking at the back. We talk a lot of stuff, and I hope that um, we will have time to have our own group meeting. It's a suggestion from me, so we all know why this person is not coming on or that person is not coming on. Sometimes we may forget to post in the chat room what's going on, but when we have a meeting, we can know. So the topic about parenting, parenting is almost like the stages of life, the stages of growth. All of us on this platform know that a growth process has stages, and it leads from one stage to another stage. So is with parenting. Parenting at the different stages has different consequences and has different strategy to use. I have said to many people that sometimes people think that when the child is a little in a toddler age, is the time to babysit them, is the time to breastfeed them. But there's a single word I always admire that says education commences at the mother's knee, and for every word spoken in the hearing of children tend to develop their character. So that helps me to decide at the beginning stages of parenting, it's not a time to babysit. It's a time to figure out, to let them know what exactly you want them to do, what value that you want to instill in them. Then when that happens, then when you already realize that they too as children have certain responsibility and have some value, then you begin to make them your friend. Don't make them your friend at the beginning stages. uh, that stage is a time to let them know that this is the direction and this is what I want you guys to do. And then after that, when you realize it, then you can. So parenting, it got advantages and disadvantages, and because we all in a diaspora and we are outside Africa, and we've gotten some training from the Western world. So most time when we're discussing the topic, I like to base it on depending the environment. I don't generalize the discussion on how I see it, because parenting in Liberia or in Africa is just far different from parenting here. Here in the West, generally what we see at a certain stage, we consult or we have a discussion with our kids. We all agree at some point in time. In fact, their own suggestion or what they want, we take the day in the West as compared to in Africa and some part of the world. We parents decide everything from the beginning to the end, to the extent where children are even more than 18 years old, they are still not making their own decision. They depend on the decision the parents make. So it depends on the environment. So let's take for instance what happened here in the West. And I will always say most of the things I say it based on my personal experience, is based on what I do, and because what we do individually might seem different from the rest of us. So it's good to just base it on what you do and then share your personal experience. Somebody may learn from it. You doing something that somebody is not doing, and they try to help their kids. It's not working, but just sharing our experience and our stories might help somebody to grab something from there to move on. So here in the diaspora, parenting is, I think, I don't want to say it has policy direction, but it has rules and regulation. It has straightforward rules what you're supposed to do for the children. To the extent that they go to school, they go outside, they are among their friends. people ask them what are those things are happening. I know many times the schools will ask my kids, "What did you do for the summer? When you were doing summer, did your parents take you out? Did you go to this spot? Did you do this? Did you do that?" So now, because of that, then it becomes a responsibility. We see it as a responsibility to always try to get them out there to have some fun. Yeah. So that's one aspect of it. Now, how do you even make them to do what you want to do? In case they say no, I don't want to do it. Here in the West, I mean, it's common. Kids will look in your face. I mean, my 3-year-old daughter, she said, "Daddy, can you give me water?" And I was sitting looking at her, and she said, "Why are you looking at me? Just do it." I was like, "What? What's going on?" I mean, So all I needed to do was, I said, "Okay, I will do it, but next time, just say please. Next time, say please." And that's how we move on. But otherwise, in Africa, I mean, it is that right, but they don't know it because we don't teach them. We don't tell them. We don't tell them that at this stage to this stage, this is what you deserve. Here in the schools is a must. The teachers would tell them what to expect, and if it's not happening, who to talk to about it. I had a story I think I shared with Jimmy. A 14 years old girl came from school. She chose not to go to her house. And then she was walking around my apartment. She saw me. She said, "Can I use your phone?" And I said, "Yeah, you can use my phone." So she called her friend, her teenage friend, and she asked her friend to pick her up at certain locations. So her friend said, "Why?" She said, "Because I don't want to go back home. My mother is abusing me, so I don't want to go back home." So because she said that, then her friend said, "No, remember the last time you left your house, I came to pick you up. Your mother has serious problems. She complained me. So this time around, before I pick you up, call the police and inform the police that you don't want to go home. Your parents are abusing you, so I'm coming to pick you up. That's the only way." So the discussion was going to the extent that I know if I got involved too much, I will fall in trouble. So the only thing I did was I directed them to the apartment office. I said, "Go there and talk to those people. They will help you out." So those are just common example of parenting. Yeah, imagine a 14-year-old child is stepping out and say, "I'm not returning because I'm being abused." And then I asked her, I say, "Do you know if you report that to the police, your parent, your mother will get in trouble?" She said, "Yeah, no, that's why I want to do it." Otherwise, on the other hand, back in Africa, is you're not going to find it easy except somebody educate them, except somebody talk to them about it. So parenting is kind of challenging, depend the environment, and also for the initial stages, how you approach it, how you start with it. You not tell me say you babysit the child all the way to that 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, or the person reaching 10, 15, then you say you want to be harsh on and you want to begin to still value in them. So that's my thought about the whole parenting. I'd like to look at it from two different ways.
Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. I actually like the part where you says when your daughter asks you to get her water. And it's not that I don't think she's being rude. It's just she doesn't understand the whole dynamic of it. And that's why I think it's crucial as parents to really understand instead of you laughing, about it, is like you correct them and say, "Hey, I know what you meant. You need water and you need help, but this is how you go about it." And I think most parents in the diasporas that are from Africa, like they will laugh at that and just keep it moving, and that's wrong. And eventually the kids continue to do it, and then they're labeled as bad kids, but it's not that. Nobody was able to ship them into the form where they can understand it because they're just doing what they think they're supposed to. So I'm glad you shared that and you corrected her, but I'm sure she knows how to properly act now because she didn't know that before. She's just doing what she thinks she can do.
Just before you come in, Lawrence, and that's a serious thing. It's true, right? and
Yeah.
and the education part is very important for our case. You tell them, well, I think it used to do it this way, and why people all want to blame say mothers who want to do this. Mothers should know their role in everything in the family in bringing up a child. Like it says here, the mother who is one of the most important and rewarding roles in life. We are responsible for nurturing. Look at that word for nurturing
Yeah,
and raising children. Mothers are responsible for that. The father has his own role too. But mothers are responsible for nurturing and raising children, providing emotional support and guardians. Here we talked earlier about guardians. We talked earlier about guardians. Said it develop the character of the child. So if your child is properly guarded, the character of that child will be fully developed. So you mother, you be probably for nurturing, raising your children, providing emotional support and guardian, and instilling values and morals that will shape the children's lives. So people will not say, "Oh, me and the mother are doing everything." Now, that is your role. That means psychologists came always say you are responsible for this one. The father has his own role too, but it should be a complementing role, a
Right.
complementing role that will help each other. And Lauren just make it very plain. You look at it for long because Lauren, you were not here last week. We talked about the society. The parenting is just not limited to the mother and father. Is they have got to
probably.
the parent, but the society is involved. The government is involved to bring up the children to. Even the school is also involved to bring the children. They bringing the children to. I thought to put that point in
Yeah,
before we.
let me just say one more thing. And you know, you talk about the society, and all of us know way back. I can restrain fees, child. I can discipline them for actions that they committed, and then all I will hear from fee is thank you. As compared to right now, nobody dare do that. I mean, especially here where we live, you don't touch another person's child. Even your own child, you don't touch it at a certain point, at a
Even
certain way.
even even even
You don't.
even that is not just only just limited or unique to the US, right? In Africa, especially in
Yeah,
Liberia, some
it's
parents are doing that
widespread.
too. Right now, you test somebody's child right now in Liberia, they kind of know, so we're going to start holding you to police station.
Yeah,
Why you beat my child? But they forgotten to know that society is also responsible to bring up the child too as well.
yeah.
But
So
again,
I mean, it's a really difficult issue, and you know, like what he was saying, you gotta know this is your responsibility. I know it's annoying most time by the kids, especially so they say they want this one, and then you go to prepare, apply all your effort, and then at the final analysis, the person say, "Ew, I don't like it,"
So
and
you
then
know the rules, and I'm glad you brought that example. I'm so sorry, I don't mean to call you, but that really like got me because I remember when I took my kid for my son at that time, took him for his 18-month checkup. I'm blessed that my kids eat anything I give them. My son now is starting to be picky, but one thing, and I think a lot of us African, I think we misunderstand a lot of things in the US. So they tell you, I hear a lot, oh, these American children, they don't eat African food. It's not true. It's what you start them out with. So you have to set the boundary. I remember my doctor told me, the kids pediatrician told me, whatever it is your family eat, that's what you're supposed to start training your kids to eat, because then you start creating that healthy habits. Because if you start to buy them something else, why this is it, and if he doesn't want it, cover it. When he's hungry, bring him back to it and say, hey, this is what we're having for dinner. And that has really helped me a lot. And I think a lot of parents really need to look into that, because at some point, you're not going to have the money to be making two different things for the kids. I can tell you, my 1 year old daughter, I just made cabbage today. She ate that. My son ate that. Like everybody eats whatever we cook here for dinner. That's what's for dinner. You don't want it? Sorry, we're gonna cover it. Go sit, play. Later on, try you again. If you don't eat it, you're gonna go to bed with hunger.
yeah, I mean that's a good point. You know, most times
You
if
know?
if kids say, "I don't want it," this is what I want, then you running to go for it. I told my wife, I said, it's not everything the kids ask for, you say yes.
Yeah,
Because it will feel to them that they have exclusive right on everything that they're supposed to have, you're supposed to provide. So
yeah,
let them know that at some point in time there's a color point that you can have this, no matter what, you can have this. This is what we have for you. And if you begin to train them and let them know this is what we can afford right now, and they will begin to see it that way. But people go to the extent to screen, I said, to stress themselves to provide what they can provide because they want to satisfy the kid. And
Yep.
like I said, the only challenge is some African parents or some other parents will dismiss the children when they want to talk to you. Like my daughter, she will always say, and I love that part. She will always say, "Daddy, can I tell you something?" So I don't know where she took that from, but every time she wants to talk to me, she'll say, "Daddy, can I tell you something?" Because she needs my attention. Probably she knows too that I have my own schedule, I have my own thing going on.
Right.
So she want to know what I have that time. She will come to me. Then I say, I remember I said to her no. I remember I said to her no, and she said, "Why? And you not doing anything?" And sometimes she can talk like
I love them.
sometimes. Jimmy knows the baby are talking about just a baby. She sometimes she can tell that I can be looking around to know who's talking. So she said, "You're not doing anything. Why you don't want to talk to me?" So sometimes we dismiss them, and when you
Yeah.
dismiss them, they go without feeding. They go feedback, or sometimes the next time now is they want to do it when you are out and they want to do it behind you, which is a
Right.
which is the wrong one. I know we can be tired sometimes. We come from job, we tired, we beat up, we stress, and the kids will just can't be bumpy or you. I want this. Can I have this? Can I have this? But if you see it as part of your responsibility in the growth process, in bringing it out, in instilling those things, in my home, my older son is 12 years old. Yeah, I'm an older dude now. I'll soon retire.
You
So
tell me our issue, your issue.
yeah, don't mind me or don't see me like that. I'm an old dude. I will soon retire and leave Andrew in the process. So my older son is 12.
Leave me in in process. I'm not bearing children again. Okay, oh. I
No,
get
I'm not talking about burying kids again. I'm talking about in our old young age, young boy, I ain't tired again. I'm an old dude now. So
it.
we have regulations, and I'm happy that they capture it and they grab it because the way I bought my case, all my cases are 2 years in between. I was not waiting for Andrew then to be waiting. They want to get money for it before they start having children and all the kind of thing. No, I was not doing that. So
So how much children you got? How much children you got?
I got four. I got four kids.
And
I
the
got
older one is 14.
12. The other one is 12.
The
So
older
so so you see, the moment the guys wake up in the morning and is in the morning hours, they know exactly what they're supposed to do. Every one of them. To the
Because
extent,
you did your work.
yeah, to the extent Jimmy can attest. Jimmy came here today. That one of the shows Jimmy said, those kids they serve as policemen for each other. When you're not doing your job, they run coming to you and say, "Daddy, he's not doing his job." So they check on each other. So in the morning hours, in fact, the moment they got you eating, everybody know what they're supposed to do. Now we're doing that in our house. We're learning that in our house. We're not punishing it. There are some places you go, the kids, they just they want to eat, they just throw it all around the place. We're not doing that. But I think, regardless of where you are, people will say, "Oh, we in America, man, don't suffer the children and all the kind of thing." They don't
Yeah,
out.
but it's not.
The next time, like I told you before,
So
I
so
don't have
so
to tell my
so
son, say,
Lawrence, I'm not cutting you off. You strike a point that I just want to come in. So what is the value we instilling into the children? What the value?
Andrew, make them to know that, even though I'm your dad, but you have a responsibility to handle. You have something to do. The common etiquette thing can talk about clean after yourself. Start with them with that one. Sometimes the children just eat it, they snack and just put it anywhere. Even that baby, we went to the car dealership to get car for my wife, and then they served us water in a small bottle. She drank her water and took. She was taking it because the trash was a little bit far from us. She was walking, going there. As soon as she was, then the guy said, "No, baby, don't go that side. Where you going?" But she was still running, and she opened the trash can and put the trash in it, and the guy was like, "Wow." I didn't know she was going to the trash can. I'm sorry. And so tell them, say, pick it up. Man, if my child is doing something, I don't have to scream at you. I will just look at you. You know what I mean? I'll just tell myself
Yeah.
at you. We finish communicating already. Yeah, so we need to do those things. We need to get on our feet. Right now, it's not the time to babysit them. Right now, they are not your friends.
You know the one that can get to me, the one that can really get to me is thank God none of my kids were even born on this side. Yeah,
Why you say that?
yeah. The reason that because people use it, the Western style
Yeah, too much.
maybe
It's ignorancy, to
yeah,
be honest.
the children because they were born on the Western side. No, yes.
No, they're ignorant. It's not true.
Even the
Uh,
police,
uh,
the police will not
Andy, let me.
allow you. Yeah, I come
Uh,
in, Jimmy. Jimmy. Yeah. Look, the society and the government will not stop you from disciplining your child. You shouldn't just abuse them at all. They will not stop you from disciplining your child. They will not stop you from instilling values and morals in them. So nobody should fool anybody that say, "Oh, the child was born in the United States of America, was born in Canada, or they were born in Europe." So you don't know. So you allow them, you develop them to get a permissive will to do things on their own.
Mhm.
And that will haunt you. And you, follow, you are responsible to guard them to develop their character of a child. That is your
That's
role.
neglect. That's actually neglect.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add to what you and Lawrence have been saying. You see, people uh, uh use the Western as a cover up for their laissez-faire style of parenting. You see, because they want to relax and hide behind Western, civilization, even though they themselves were brought up in a way that their parent instilled discipline and value into them. But because they brought the children here, into the Western, or they born the children in the Western world, so they think that what they tell them at school is final. You, some parents just relax, and leave their children to rule them even in the home, in the name of child right. Look, the child has right, the parent has right too.
Mhm.
It is the right of the parent to instill discipline and value into their children. And it is the right of the child to be family value, cultural value, societal value, and self value. It is their right to be taught these things. You see, and it is their responsibility to practicalize those values that are being instilled into them. Look, children are like every other human, they adapt to situation, you know, they adapt to situation. And if you repeatedly tell them what they need to do or what they need to know, guess what? They will adapt to it. If you repeatedly ignore the bad things that they practice in your face, the bad words that they say to you in your face, in the house, you repeatedly ignore them. You repeatedly ignore it. Guess what? They will say these very words to you in the street. I have seen a child while his mother was in the middle of a deep conversation with others. The child told his mother, "Mommy, shut up."
Yeah.
That child was brave to do that, among people, because when they are at home, the child says it, and the mother says, don't talk to me like that. So the child thinks like, it's a play. So what he or she does is normal. Look, we should not neglect the good old Bible. Train up a child in a way that he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. That is a universal principle. Let's take it out of the Bible. But it is a universal principle. Whatever you train a child from infant, you know, to adulthood, to adolescent, to adulthood. It is what they will grow with. It is what they will see as value. You see, so you know, as parent need to stop hiding behind, Western culture, and spoil their children. Look, every state, every state has law that protect children, that protect the rights of children. But you know what? These states have limit. Okay, and the limit is they will tell you, uh, like when I used to live in the state of New Jersey, you can't tell a child, say, "I'll beat you." When you say, I will beat you," it's abusive. But when you tell a child, say, "I will spank you," even if that fufu stick you use to spank that child, when that child goes to school and tell the teacher, "My mommy spanked me," you, you know what is school, or you know what a school or state will do? They say, "But yes, your mommy is supposed to spank you." But if that child went and say, "My mommy beat me," then you violate the law. So what does that mean? You have to understand the specific language of discipline of your state and use it and discipline your children. You see, I am not saying that you should use it and abuse them. No, but uh, uh, uh Lawrence have a daughter. I call her my baby. One time, she was acting very.
The one that passing behind her pie around there, waving.
I heard that.
She's so
Hmm,
cute.
Bien
I heard
mujer.
that. I heard that. One time, she was acting very wonderful. You know, so she was doing something, and she knows that what she was doing was wrong. But then I was not paying attention. When she realized that I have caught her right-handed, and two of us are butter, I didn't have to say a word. By the time I look at her, she look at me. She said, "Uncle, I'm sorry."
She
She
threw the
done.
cup.
They know.
That's all right there. She said, "Uncle, I'm sorry." That a child that when you do something and you very with her, or you angry that you want to punish her, she will tell you, say, "Please don't beat me. I'm just a child." So you see, the children know what they be doing, but they will test you. If you succumb to it for the first time, they will do it the second time.
Okay.
If they do it the second time, you say nothing. They do it the third time. If you do nothing, they think it is normal. So at the first mistake, they should be corrected.
Yes,
Yes,
I
at
agree.
first sight. Yes, at first sight.
Yeah.
Look, if you tell a child, say, "Do not take what doesn't belong to you," and that child went in your pocket or your purse and take off data, no matter what they use it for, even if what they use it for was in your interest, let them know that that is unacceptable and it should never be repeated. But if you just sit down there and say, "Oh, it's okay since you just use it for lunch," guess what? The next time your last $10 you keep in for your gas, that it will take, and they are growing into it gradually. So we shouldn't use I call it, parents shouldn't hide behind I call it Western civilization, and spoil our children. You have the responsibility to bring up your children in a way that society will be proud of them, and you yourself will be proud of them.
Okay,
Let me say something quickly before I lose my thought. The children got a way to test us, and I'm glad that Jimmy touched on it. They got a way to test us. They will say, "Let me do it," and get a feedback how daddy will feel about it, or what how mommy, or what they will say. These days, what making even parenting more difficult is this thing about let my child go spend time. Look, let my child go spend time is giving us a lot of tough time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not difficult. It's not a bad thing to send your children to go, visit auntie or visit our friends or visit other family members. But people get a habit, especially in Africa, in Liberia. The me now, I'm having 4 children, and if I was living in Liberia, Andrew, what I was going to do eventually was I said, those 4 children that are spreading too much over me. Jimmy, can you come for one? Because
Yeah.
I can send all of them to school together. And I don't know Jimmy's own values. I don't know Jimmy's own state of affair, how he brings up his children. Now, if the child stay with Jimmy for some time and the child comes back in my home, trust me, the attitude there is different from those ones I raised all by myself. So now what going to eventually happen, instead of you focusing on those ones that you're trying to instill the value on, you got to start parenting the one that just came from spending time or spending 1 year with other family member with new attitude. So this thing about go spend time 1 year or the other person coming for you. I mean, 1 or 2 days not bad because they're not going to just grab any attitude to come away in a house. But I mean, in Africa, it's common. And secondly, this thing it's just that maybe because of the condition here in the West, but then issue what they call babysitting. I have said to my partner, if we are two in this country, I mean, you just alone is understandable, and you two got to work on it. But if you are two in this place, there's no need for babysitting. No need for babysitting. That's my view. You can work the money we're looking for. With our parents can look for it, left it right here. You can work
Right.
always have time for your kids. That
mm-hmm.
we do, that we do. I mean, now I'm home in the afternoon hours. If I'm home up to the time Madame comes from work, I'm home. Now she's not worried. She's not thinking about how the children faring. She's not thinking about anything because we are here. The children here with their own dad. She knows exactly what we'll be doing. But come to think about it, if I just left my child with my friend, I say, oh, I will come back and I'm taking some time. You who the parent, you start wondering. I wonder if she's paying attention, or I wonder if she's watching movies and all the kind of things compared to you taking care of your own child. Look, when I came in this country, the very first time I came, like Brempo can talk too much. When I came, as I had like few months to get on my feet to get things running. And then somebody called one of my friends and said, oh, so Lauren left a good job here. And when we're in America, that to go my children. And the person called me and said, oh, your own friend, why you used to eat together? That's a female now. And the female gas can be hard. You know what I mean? Yeah, the female gas can be hard. It can go too deep. Oh, so
It can get yoke.
yeah, so Lauren go America goes to go marry her children. So when the person talked to me, I say, yeah, I say, but you say my children, I say I can't marry all of your children. So if that's the only job I came to America for, then that's fine for me. I'm marrying my children, and I'm happy that I'm with them. Those people, those kids, you don't believe it. Those kids are therapy by all by themselves. Just the fact that you're around and they are therapy. I mean, sometimes they make you forget what things. You're just chill together, you have fun together. When you sit down and begin to see your own child growing up in your hand, somebody someone that you are holding, the child is growing up in your hand and understanding a lot of things. Man, my late daughter just said right now, she said April 8th, that's 16. That's it. Something clicked to my mind and says she's growing. As compared to some 2 years back, she couldn't say April 8 or 16. She just said it off her mind like that. So it makes me happy if I feel good about it. You're going to miss those things if you are not with your kids. You're never going to understand their
You,
growing
you
time.
know, in a much, I may not gonna be too naughty, but you just said something that is a therapy by itself.
Oh yeah.
They will be pushing you here, there, yeah. Oh, you get from there, get there from there, but they are therapy by themselves, and then it make you relax.
Yeah, it makes you relax. I mean, in fact, it's like my second job. When you go through all the things, you tired already. You just want to go to bed. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm glad that we're actually covering the topic. We're gonna spend a lot of time on this topic because it's very huge. Because you're saying something, and that's something that, especially the whole babysitter thing in this country, everybody's told me when you when you have kids, you have to go to babysitter. I can tell you, since we've had our kids, none of them gone to babysitter. But since the few days we've been thinking, oh, we might have to do a babysitter because both of our schedule is kind of conflicting now. But now that you said it, we might have to sit back and reevaluate like the the schedule, because to be quite honest, I was just reading something while we were having this discussion, and it talks about the six stages of parenting, right? Where it talks about from 18 months to 24 months where you're nurturing. That's when you're showing, all the love and things like that. Because they have to get to know you, soaking it up in and things like that. They're starting to understand. And then from 2 years to 5 years, that's when you start to set those boundaries and authoritative, like being authoritative, making them understand, I remember going to someone's house once. This is before I had kids. And the kid would just get up and go in the fridge, grab whatever, and eat. And I was just like, why are they doing that? In my mind, I'm like, this is so wrong. And when I remember I was there, this parent was like, I work for it, the mother now. I work for it. My kids can do whatever they want to. And I said, in my mind, I told myself, if I have kids, there's no way they're doing this because this is wrong. The father is telling the kids, don't go there, and the mom saying, the children are American children. When they want anything, they can go in their fridge and get it. And I'm like, wow, now I know where this whole family stands because even though they have full right to it, that you should start teaching them to ask for it. Because tomorrow when you at someone else's house, they're just gonna go open the fridge because it's used to them. And you can't blame the kids because they don't know. You are the parents, you're there to guide them, to show them the right way how to do it, not just, hey, this is yours. But remember, when you need it, you gotta ask. And that's why this thing said from the age 2 to 5, that's when you start instilling those. You start to talk to them about it. And then from 5 and up, you gotta start interpreting. Because I remember 3 weeks ago, a friend of mine called me and she was like, I like the way my daughter speaks freely because back in Africa, we don't they don't allow us to do it. So I don't mind my kids doing that. And while we were on the phone, the kid said some bad words and she started laughing. Oh, these American children. And I wanted to tell her, but I was like, you know what? Maybe that's not my place. She has her way, how she raising her kids. But the thing is, I think I should have said something because even though your kid can
Yeah,
speak their
because
mind freely,
you are part of society too.
right, right. Even though your kids can speak their mind freely, she doesn't understand what she just said. She's only saying it from her understanding. So you as a parent, you shouldn't laugh. You should say, "Hey, honey, I know what you're trying to say, but next time this is how you say it. You don't say, "Oh, mommy, shut up. Oh, mommy, you're making a lot of noise. Why are you always on the phone and loud?" There's a way you try to get her to understand, hey, when adult their hierarchy, right? When adults are speaking, when certain things are happening, when this is happening, she should have hung up the call on me right away because her child needed her at that moment. And to go ahead and do that, I'm not trying to judge her, but I'm just saying, like, instead of you laughing, once you laugh, you're saying it's okay. You're basically saying that's how to communicate.
Yeah.
But the best way to do it is for you, hey, I have some things to take care of. I do that all the time when my kids try to do stuff. I'll tell you, hey, I gotta go. I'm gonna call you back. And that's where, okay, now we have to teach you how to do it. Even though it's okay to speak your mind, but you have to speak it in a way where you're not disrespecting people. And I think that's where we African in this country do not understand. And I really hate when people say you born a child, you don't born a heart. I don't like to hear that because we're the one creating adults. Adults don't just go out of the sky and just stand up. You hear people say there are no good men and women, but we are the one raising them. So you're raising bad men and women. So I think this is why I wanted us to cover this topic, because there's a whole lot going on in our African community that people really are not taking the time to pay attention to their kids when their kids really need them. So I'm glad we're doing this. And I don't know if you guys ready for us to go back to the other question. We kind of like jump off tangent
Yeah, let's
Right.
let's 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 go to that topic. Let's go back to that questions and start to do it about it.
there. Okay. So the next question was, and I don't want to jump, to today's question. Let's go to River says Pro also say, what do you say to child who says you are not my mother or father? How do you handle a teenager from your spouse from previous relationship? Ooh, that's a whole different topic,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. So I know we are discussing parenting,
Uh-huh.
and stepchildren are also part of that process. But I think we need to take time to discuss specifically on stepchildren,
Yeah, I
because
think that's a whole different topic. Yeah,
it is a whole different, you know,
yeah,
uh, it,
yeah,
it it's a very, it's a very serious matter, and I think we should discuss it separately.
yeah.
Maybe
We will.
maybe tomorrow, we can focus on or step parenting,
Yeah,
you know yeah, but I deal with, uh
the general today,
the
right?
general the general for tonight. Yes.
So,
Okay.
Faith,
So
um,
let's. Go ahead.
I think amongst everything we do in terms of instilling values in our children, if we don't communicate with them, nothing going to happen. And when I say communication, does not necessarily mean go and do this. Why you did this? Why you did that? If they do something, just have some time with them. I said this before on our show. The schools here, they are crazy. Every small thing, especially with African kids, they communicate the why they express all the policies, all the regulations
Mm-hmm.
in the states, they put everything inside. So sometimes as parents, when those kind of information come about your child, you feel terrible about it. So, I mean, the guy used to come home and then I would feel, why did you do that? You went to school, you did not pay attention, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. I really never knew what was going on. So I thought that, okay, the school will not lie on you. But this guy has his own feeling burning what was going on. And because I was not giving him chance to say it to me, I was not asking him. Every time he comes, I would say, you went to school today. I mean, it was terrible. You made me feel bad. You made me this, that, and so this day I asked and said, why are you always doing that? And the guy told me, say, you know what? My teacher, she don't take action if I tell her something. And I said, what you mean? And we had a whole meeting on that. They had a district representative in our meeting. They have the school, somebody, and the teachers were there in our meeting just because I requested our meeting. Because the man said, I mean, I'll be bullied. Somebody will hit me. And because he told me, say, when somebody hit me, I should not hit back, I will go and let the teacher know, and nothing will happen. And she will just say, okay, forget it and go sit down. I want to see action. I want you to say, hey, don't hit this guy again. Don't touch him. But nothing of such. So every time that happens, and then the only thing was, if that happens and no action is taken, the men don't want to listen to anybody anymore. You bring the last lesson, you don't pay attention. You tell him, say, come right here, just sitting looking at you. So this day we'll have a conversation around it. And he told me, say, that's all. That's all, nothing much. I don't hit back, I don't fight, but I'll just not pay attention because it's not good for me. And I call the teacher, oh no,
And,
you know
and,
something.
and psychologically, it plays on the children emotion
Of
It
course.
because when a child sees the teacher in the class, this teacher doesn't, respond to him, doesn't answer him,
Yeah.
So whenever the child sees the teacher coming in class, the heart will start beating straight. Oh, she coming again. The person will do that, man. She will have to. So
She will not do
that
nothing.
child, emotionally, that child will be perishing.
Let
You
me
Yeah.
talk
tell
about
you. Let me tell
therapy.
you what happened. Maybe Lawrence don't want to put that one there, but the guy got so frustrated one day of it and hit the very teacher.
Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, at this point,
Yes,
I
he did.
wouldn't blame the kid, and I'm not advocating for that, but I'm just
Yes,
saying, like,
of course.
we're human, because then
But
your adrenaline kick in, and you're just reactive, you
And
know.
yeah,
how he hit the teacher, like, in his mind, I don't like you anymore. Then
Yeah,
she tried to come and test me and say, "Oh, go the direction," and he was like, "Leave me alone," because
there
yeah,
you go.
he had a hurt already. It was burning in him.
yes.
So
Right.
so
I I got it.
even us the parents, if you dismiss a child, just imagine if I'm a daughter, she will withdraw herself from everybody and go in the room to cry. If you just dismiss her, she comes running to you with
That
excitement.
used to be
She
me.
she expect answer from you, and then you just dismiss her. That she goes straight in the room and she's crying. She don't want to be battled with anybody anymore. So just
That
imagine
used to be
you
me.
the parents, they do that to us. However, when they're outside, they expect the teacher to be parent to them too, to give them guidance, to seek after them. But if you're not doing it, then they get so frustrated.
Look,
So
look.
communication in parenting matters a lot. Try to listen to what they say, how they feel, and then it's going to help a lot.
You see, like we said last week, and I like how the entire conversation is moving tonight, right? We said last week in the same topic we talked about you as parent, like when we're looking at the issue of the permissive will, the authoritative, the authoritarian, the laissez-faire, the rest of it. The children are your friend. So you make them your friend. You don't have to make them to be afraid of you. Make yourself a big lion head and you make the children to be afraid of you. Once you make the children to be afraid of you, something will be killing them. They will not let you know. So they would rather give them their way to express themselves. And then now see what it says here. Teach your children about right and wrong and encourage them to do their best. Now what it says. See that your children make good choices, involve failures, use every example to children and learn the basic lessons of life. For example, eat together as a family. That is something. So if you teach your children about their right and the wrong, like we were saying here today, and Jimmy and Lawrence were making starting an example on the kind of thing. Because if you don't tell the child you're right or you're wrong, you say, look, what you did is wrong. Like the child will tell the mother, "You shut up, I'm a present of my friends." And like I'm here, I have my kid here, and I'm on the show here tonight. Then someone in my child can tell me, say, "Daddy, shut up, man! You just causing us? You kidding me? No, that won't happen." Because like you were saying about the school, right? My daughter was in the second grade with a school in Labroso, Tamil Christian school system. My daughter was in the second grade A or whatever. But this lady, female teacher, go over bully the lady.
Mhm.
She was not a talking type, we all bully the lady. So even together, when the class does something as a class, the class he will single her out. So every time she came home, she would tell me, "Oh, daddy, the teacher will always do the thing to me. Oh." Every time even the class, when the teacher causing noise, I can't even be causing noise, she will come and they come and knock on me every time. So I'm like, "You really? You sure?" So it came to a point, okay, you the mother, you go there. The mother, well, she didn't go. Most of the time, we don't do it anyway. So I said, this time I will take the pool body home. The one that struck me, I was from work. I was close by from my house. We were doing some work there. And then I received a call from my wife telling me, well, your daughter just came from school, but she got a bruise mark all on her. I mean, she
What?
fell in, all her mark, her whole body was bruised up. Her head, they beat her head, her whole body was bruised or red. So the mother called me. They said, "Oh, this what happened to your daughter?" I said, "The teacher." I said, "Right." She said, "Yeah." So right away, I called off to my working place. I said, "Look, I got an emergency to my daughter's school, but I need to go there." So I went to my house. And so I told the mother, I said, take the picture. I take the picture where the bruise is. Took a picture and everything. The next morning, in fact, my neighbor, he was one of the administrators in the school there, and I told you, I said, this is what your teacher did to my daughter. So I'm going there first thing in the morning to the principal. I went there to the principal and I carried the photo and I carried the lady. I said, Master, because I used to drop in the school and drop them up. And the lady came back, next day, whole hand was soaring up. So I told her, I said, this is what the second grade teacher did to my daughter. What did she do? So they called her, they sat her, she explained. She said the class was disturbing. And I beat the entire class. She said, you didn't beat the entire class. I alone, you always doing it to me every time. And I've told my dad. My dad said, I'm gonna pay attention. So I was not decisive in that moment. But when it's reached a point that I have to act, I went and I said, okay, with this, I'm taking the school to court. That principal, y'all will know him. In his office, he knelt down in his office. I said, I'm taking this child, this school to court for bruising my daughter all like this. I'm not saying, well, she's not animal. I don't get problem with disciplining her, but collective guilt should not be used on she alone. In the entire class, discipline the entire class, but not she alone. Until some of the students attested and said she always does it to the child. Guess what happened? He begged me. I demanded, well, you take the action, but I don't want my daughter to stay in the class. They changed your class to the nature. And at the end of the day, he said he wanted to fire her. I said, no, you don't have to fire her. That's where she get on a daily bread. But take my child from the next to the next section. So from second grade A, they transfer her to second grade B. Because I went there as a parent, exhausted my authority as a parent, as a father. I didn't go make force with the school. So, but if we parent, when our children tells us something or tell us something, and we just sit there that, oh, man, like the school act. No. You cannot be, bruising your child or all that thing. Some of the children, they will not talk. They are introvert.
Right.
The introverts are people who don't express themselves. For me, you do something to me, I can tell you straight to the heart looking, and I'm finished with it. But some of them they will not tell you about it. They will be grieving in. And then, like in the case of Lawrence, he said, no, my dad told me not to do this one, but it went on a proportion. Hey, you leave me alone. Then she took it out of offense down. She went to authority. If Lauren had not stepped in a way, otherwise it would have been something different. And I mean,
Right.
I just have to make it easy with the parenting. We want to be decisive as parents to ensure the right thing for our children because we are protectors of our children.
Yeah,
So I just want to add, yeah, I also want to add, I think most of the parents, just to kind of like play the devil's advocate here, it's like, especially African parents, our whole mind is we want to provide financially. So we're like, gone. Whatever. I will tell you, there are a lot of parents who probably don't even know what's going on in their kids' life. They just see the grades. They're like, oh, okay, your school work is fine. You're okay. And it's not true. The kids are going through a lot more than, especially now when I was in middle school, when I came to this country, it's so different now than it was, before. They have so many things they're going through. I'm sorry, the boss lady ready. Riley, stop. Stop, mommy. Stop. So, wait, there's two of you. What's happening? Jimmy duplicated himself.
Jimmy, I'm for you're not telling about Brian again.
Yeah, so I think parents, basically the message here is, being a parent's meaning you need to be physically and emotionally ready. Be available because there's a whole lot of things happening. I can tell you right now. Riley, stop, mommy.
oh yeah,
Stop.
you go ahead.
Yeah, she's playing music on her own, beating drums. So, as parents, I think, being emotionally and physically available for your kids, a lot of parents, I noticed the other day, there was somebody talking and, it's kind of sad. Some of the things you hear, like you said earlier in the show, that, I'm sorry, this girl is disturbing.
So
Yeah.
Lawrence, you can take it.
So
You can take it. Yeah.
Yeah,
let me come in
you see, Andrew,
a
you
little
put
bit.
it
I'm
right.
sorry, my phone I was using battery went low,
The children see us as
and
the
then
first line of
I have
protection.
to switch to the computer,
Why the
and
guy
the
still talking?
computer the camera is not.
Okay, no problem. Let's mute yourself while Lawrence speak.
Jimmy on your own. Yeah, so Andrew, Fee, let me just let my thought, then you can come back.
Mm-hmm.
Like Andrew was saying, the children see us as the first line of protector. You get to realize, come to think about it, if your kid came from school, that my kids will always do, they will come bringing some kind of event coming up. They are excited to go to that event. They want to go there. They come running with that paper to you. Can you sign my free trade paper? I go on free trade. Or they playing basketball game. They want you to take them to that basketball game. Sometimes, bro, we are tired. You don't even want to go there. Beyond that, before you even take them to that event, you got to have some small money, or you got to go to be requesting for popcorn, juice, while you guys on the event. You don't want to go there, but you need to go there because there is a psychological part of it. They see other parents taking their children to those events and they're having fun, they're buying in candies and all the kind of thing. Look, when you take your child to an event to the school, they introduce you to everybody. Everybody. I don't know how you feel as a parent. I know for me, I feel very proud, I feel happy because everywhere the pass come and see my daddy. In fact, some of the friends will say, "Is that your daddy? Oh, hi, Lawrence daddy. Oh, hi, this person daddy," and all the kind of thing. The second place to look out for to know those children that they love our presence. Andrew, you left your daughter or your children with some neighbor. You went to the store to get something whatsoever, and then you just return. Man, just in 1 minute you left them, just for you to return, they will come running to you, daddy, 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 daddy. That is itself means that they love your presence, that they want you always around. That's why they are excited to get you back, even though you just left them for 1 minute, 2 minutes. So those things, the responsibility of us, the parent, and it was good that you did not do it out of emotion because here's a point. The action we take will build a perception of a particular thing. Because you did not go there generally to go protect her all 100%. You want to inquire what happened. Otherwise, if you went with that emotion, oh, you can be doing that with children. Every other time she bring complaint, you go there with that anger, with that emotion, she will feel that, you know what, my dad got me. So every time I will do it and he will stand behind me. But if you make it objective, if you talk to them and let them know this is where you went wrong, then they begin to learn from it. Before they do anything, they will be. In fact, to the extent if they are in the wrong, they will not want to say it to you because they know that you take action. So sometimes in parenting, that line of communication should be open and it should be very fair in the judgment. Let them know this part of it you went wrong, and that emotional part of it, put it aside. The way you handle it professionally, she saw it that okay, he didn't just come to start screening at people and start abusing and knocking things around. We handle it this way. So that part of it, let's see it as a responsibility. While we're taking it as a responsibility, also we must know what action to take and when to take those actions, what to say in front of them. I begin the show by quoting that thing and say, the action we take, the things we say, will help to build our character. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Okay, go ahead, Fee.
No, I just want to also go to the last question. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is why I don't like them to take a long nap.
Jimmy said you're
Um,
bringing back.
huh? Jimmy? Oh yeah, Jimmy's back. So I just want to thank you so much for that, Lawrence. So I want us to go to the last question. The other one we already answered them, and Rivers Esper will go back to that question tomorrow. We'll specifically address that. The last question said, "What do you all think of this expression? There are no bad children, but there are bad parents. Please explain this for me. I am still struggling to understand this." This is from up to Aztecs Ross. My earrings fell. So
Okay,
let me read it again. What do you all think of this expression? There are no bad children, but there are bad parents. Please explain this for me. So I'll just start out by saying Um, there are bad children and there are bad parents. There are misinformed parents and there are parents who just don't care. And I think um, children, I think the Bible laid it out clearly, right? They're foolish not bound in the heart of a child. And the raw, I'm not sure if I'm reading that right. But we were all children before. And we could only comprehend exactly what we know. And I think children becomes bad based on the environment that they grow up in. If you're not creating the environment for your children to feel to be prepared for the world and become a positive citizen, then they become bad children. So that's why I say yes, there are bad children, but it's only based on the environment. And there are bad parents and there are misinformed parents who think like, if I do it this way, this is what will happen. Or the kids, they have their mind of their own. No, they don't. You have to nurture them to where you want them to be. God already gave you the kids to raise them because they trusted you with them, right? So you are to create the environment and for them to become the individual that they will be when they become adult. So if you enable them and you don't set the rules and try to be friends with them instead of being the authoritative, as study have shown, being authoritative parents is better to raise productive children. If you're not gonna be that and you just then you're a bad parent and you're just misinformed and going with the flow and you're gonna create another cycle of human beings that's gonna become like that in generation and it keep continuing. So that's why I'm glad we have platform like this for us to be able to talk about these things. So that's my take on that.
Okay, so let me just go and then maybe and then followed by maybe Lawrence and Jimmy. Well, I think it's hypothetical too to me, right? There could be by parent, but let's take it away. If we're looking at parenting, for example, that says parenting involved the right guardians, the right, let put that on a school that were right, the right guardians of parent that develop the character of a child. So there are no bad children, but bad parents, and which I also believe into. Because if you bring your child up, you don't instill that discipline in them that is supposed to. Remember, as a father, they said you are provider, you protector, and you're disciplinarian. You are the mother, you are there to nurture, to see about the children's well-being, their physical, emotional needs. You have to do that. If you don't do that, that child go astray, you are responsible as a parent. So I want to be, it's hypothetical, but I want to give it a 60% thought that yeah, there are no bad children, but bad parents. That's my view on that.
I
Because
want to, you
the,
done?
I come
Andrew?
in, yeah, no,
Oh,
you come in there to hit me up.
sorry,
The right
no.
guardian of a parent that develop the character of a child. So if you don't give them the right guardian, they will go astray. If you don't protect them, you don't provide them their physical, emotional needs, you don't discipline them, you let them have their own way, they're going to go astray. But wherein if you are doing those things and then they are doing the other way, society will not hold you responsible. But in the absence of that, if you're not providing for them, you're not doing the right thing for them, and you be that laissez-faire parent and you let them have their own will, obviously you are the bad parent. I mean, I'll hold my point there for now, and then let Jimmy, Lawrence come
Yeah,
in.
Andrew, I was actually coming to support your point.
Very good.
We are allies, bro, and you know the thing about for me, you took 60%, I take 100%.
Okay.
I believe 100% there's no bad child.
All
A
right.
child is a child in my mind is what we call gigo. You know what's GRGO, garbage in,
Yeah,
garbage.
garbage in, garbage out.
That's how the child because that child comes on this planet I absolutely with zero knowledge, with zero direction, with no idea of where I'm out heading to. Somebody got to hold your hand. They say if you want to do great things, allow somebody to hold your hand. And somebody got to hold your hand to walk you through. The role you make is the best role as compared to the role other people make. If I make this role, I know where to speed, I know where to slow down, I know where there are pop holes, and I know where there are checkpoints because I made my role. And that is with parenting. You as a parent, if 100% you take care of your child, no going spend time, no coming so, no all the kind of different thing. Anything you instill in our child, that's how they're going to come out. Let's take for instance twins, right? I don't know for what reason twins they say everything identical about them, but the attitude will always be different. The second part of it is that I know of people because I work in West Point. West Point is considered as one of the biggest slum communities.
Mm-hmm.
Where the perception was nothing good come from West Point. I work in West Point for 6 years or doing community development or doing slum upgrading in West Point. Man, I got surprised because of that mindset when I first started working in West Point. I just went with that mindset and everybody see until I had the first meeting with the young people. Then I begin to change my perception. There are people from West Point live in West Point, grew in West Point. They are very, very much successful now as compared to people who grew in Mama Point, who live
Yeah,
in
come what time?
yeah, who live in all the luxuries, who live in America and the rest of them. So it just depends on the parent how you bring out a child. In West Point, there are bad children because of the way they grew up and the perception that parents gave them. 1 minute, I come in.
She needs you to give him a juice, please.
She's celebrating because I follow opening her juice.
This one year, you know what she's telling me? Mommy, nine nine, nine nine.
Yeah, that should go to bed.
You see, I believe in, garbage out. What you put, that what you're going to get at the end of the day. You're not going to teach because I mean, no child you tell them say this thing at A, and then when they go outside and say my daddy say they thing at B. When they go to see A, they will say this is A. So for me, I want to see 100%. Even though the extent when they grow to the extent of which they will go to divert from that thing is very tiny because of the guardians. Now you see the mistake we made. We let a child to reach a certain level. We say no, we're not paying attention again. No paying attention again. I mean, because you can do things by yourself. You don't ask any question again. We feel that only from maybe 4 year old, 5 year old, or 2 year old is the only time we're supposed to pay attention. But man, the when a child is in the teen, that's the most general age. Any child who passes the teen age, correct way, that child is bound to succeed. And it only depend on us. Now, it is that age that you have constant communication to understand what's going on when they are in a teens. They like to explore during that time. They like to ask all the questions, they like to get involved because they are in a teen, they begin to see some level of maturity coming to them. So if you leave them at that level, somebody come and say, I saw something growing on my arm. What is that? And say, oh, come on, move on, man. You don't know, you don't understand nothing, all the kind of thing. Then it's a big issue. Sorry, let me just share this. There's a guy, it's a true story. Because most of the training we used to listen to people sharing their story. So every time he went to pee, his son would come and say, Daddy, what's that? I say, come on, move on, man. And he said, every time man say Daddy was like, not man, come on over here, man. So it meant to one day his daddy had guests in the house, and then by the time he was growing up and he was getting a little bit big, the man that came from inside script naked with be in here, the man say, come on, move for him, man, come on, move for him, man, come on, move for him, man. And I said, but what are you doing? He said, Daddy didn't come on, move for him, man. On a serious note, the daddy got embarrassed and all that kind of thing. And the only thing he said to the guys was, he said, I'm at fault, man. I didn't tell that guy what it's in for. It's not to expose. And this is one of the places, the women, you gotta be careful. Eh? Those women will have the boys then going around, and me, I can be jealous. I can tell my son, I say, something wrong with you. You not see the woman in the bathroom? Don't go there. It's not a place to go. Those people who need the bathroom open, they say, my son. They will do anything in front of them.
I'm
And
actually guilty. I'm starting to work on that.
yes, I think anything. And if the children see those things, they want to ask. And if you're not giving them the right information, they grow up with different perception, different mindset. To the extent that they will grow up, and then everywhere they go down, they care about showing what they're supposed to show. Because I used to see my mommy, she didn't care for who's there, who's not there. She would just open up and show a lot of things. So my wife, no, this bathroom, in fact, the children, you go in the bathroom, whether you just go to brush your teeth, our place is intended to close. When in a bathroom, it's for one person per time. Go there and close it in and do what you're supposed to do and come outside. Those simple things home, we
Oh,
don't
I
do
thought
them.
it can be for pay. It can be for pay sometimes.
My man, that one, you got the most experience. You got the most experience, yeah. So yeah. And let me tell you something. That parenting you just talk, I'm not saying I don't know how you guys will feel about it, but I don't like them to see us going together to pair in our bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, from what you, I mean, yeah, sure.
I don't show that part. If we want to do it, one person will go and make everybody forget. I tell my little war, I go inside, everybody doing that thing inside. But because they will begin to ask questions, say, mommy and daddy in the bathroom together.
Right, right.
So
And it
the next
yeah.
time, the next time, maybe the sister in the bathroom, the brother will want to go there and say, no, but I mean, I can see the pot doing it. So that's simple things, simple home things we can overlook, we can forget about them, we can say, this one ain't nothing. And then they grow up seeing those things. Some of the things we say to each other, man, my wife and I, when we were to argue, once the kids are around, I mean, the children is smart. When they know you, when they know the daddy and the mommy, they are not cool out there, they know. They know because we don't sit inside each other. We don't even lecture. Then when they go to mommy, mommy cannot have it. Go ask your daddy. You know how they can do it. And go ask your pa. Like she don't want to buy it. But when they cool, they say, oh, yeah. And for me, when I buy something, they ask daddy, did you buy it? I say, me and your mommy buy it. But for them, like daddy buy it, I've been buy it, all the kind of things. So sometimes just begin to teach those simple things to them. Because if you start to dismiss them that only you can buy things for them that you can buy it, then they begin to see your daddy different ways. So if we're working together, sometimes when the mothers are cool in the house, everything they bring, they will say that. In fact, sometimes they can waive it with their own money they buy, but they will say that your daddy say, I'm gonna give it to you. Now the children begin to know that yeah, they're too both cool. But if they're not cool, yeah, you can't bring nothing here. You buy nothing for her before. Yeah. So I mean, it can.
Jimmy been quiet.
We all have
But
our
how you not
responsibility.
be quiet because he photocopy himself.
Well, I've been listening and you know and waiting to be recognized. I don't want to interrupt, but
Thank
you
you.
know,
You guys don't let
um,
Jimmy talk, man.
just
Jimmy,
to
go ahead.
say
Jimmy is pastoring tomorrow, my man. So you know what I
uh
mean.
just to say just to add up to something that both Fee and Lawrence pointed out. Look, children are not supposed to see their parent nakedness. Read read Genesis chapter 9, start from verses I call it verse 20, read 21, 22, 23. The story of Noah, you know, one of his sons saw his nakedness at the end of the flood when Noah got drunk. He was naked lying down.
Hmm.
One of his sons, him, when because Noah had three children, Shem, Japheth, and him. Him saw his father nakedness and went laughing. And the other brother came. He walked backward and covered his father's nakedness. But him who saw his father's nakedness was cursed.
Hmm.
And a lot of biblical arguments are being that today the black race came from that generation. from the hymns generation. It's a debate. It is an ongoing debate. It has not been biblically proven, but it is an ongoing debate. So that just tells me that it is not a good thing as a parent to expose your nakedness to your child, no matter how small, as long as that child can talk, don't don't do it. It's not good. And also and also at certain age, boys and girls, children are not to be, taking shower together, you know, because those those things are, it helps keep the value between, the respect between between the children.
Yeah.
Let them ask the hard question to the parent, but let them not see what is not seeable to them, what should not be visualized to them. You see, because you don't know what runs in a child's mind when he sees your nakedness. He may not be able to ask you, but he goes on thinking. And sometimes they even ask their other friend if they can't ask you, but because that thing is in their mind, they ask their other friend. And if that gets to you as a parent, it's embarrassing. So under no circumstance a parent should allow his or her child to see them naked or even half naked. You see? So
Yeah, I'm learning that actually. I
yeah.
stopped that. It was something that I'm like, oh, he's just a baby. They're okay because he's three.
No,
But no, actually, you're right. And I've
no.
been reading a lot on that lately and been trying to. But these kids will not leave you when you go in the bathroom. They will follow you.
And that's where you're supposed to draw the line.
Close
That's
the
where
Right, lock
bathroom
the
door.
door.
Close the bathroom door. Lock it. It'll yell in the corridor. It'll continue to yell.
yes. And
Yeah,
like Lauren said, and like Lauren said, never let your kids, whether small or mature, to see the two of you go to the bathroom together, showering together.
right. Oh
Yeah,
no, no, no,
yes. You
no.
know,
That's something we do not.
even when you go in the pool, set a boundary.
Yeah,
You know, yes. Make sure they keep in their perimeter. You know, I don't call it. Keep them where they can be and be safe. And while you on the other side and just watch them.
right,
Yeah. And that is why, it is very important for parents to learn how to dress, when they are at home. You know how some parents they just leave themselves loose in the home to adequate because they say, it's my house. Look,
yeah,
listen, it was your house when it was just you and your wife or your husband. You see, it was your house at that time. But by the time you start having other people come in, it is no longer your house. It becomes, a home for everybody.
right.
Be careful what you wear in front of your children. Be careful what you wear in front of your children. I said this before, and I will say it again. I don't know whether it was on this show or in another conversation somewhere. The mind of the children is like an empty disc. Once you put an empty disc in a tape and press record, whatever sign, I would call it whatever sound that pop up in that area, in the reach of that disc, it records it. And that's how children are. Like Lauren said, when they
Everything
are
there is
born,
out.
they come here knowing nothing. So their mind is empty. Their
True.
mind is empty, but it is ready to recall whatever thing that happened around them. See? So if they see two of you making confusion and using unpleasant words, guess what? They record it. They record it. If they see two of you fighting, consistently fight, they record it. They think that it is normal for the man and the woman to fight. So they grow up in that kind of aggressive environment. And at the end of the day, you have them. You have a generation of aggressive, I call it aggressive people. Let me come to River's question.
Right.
Look, it is possible. It is possible that bad children can come out of good parents, and it is also possible that good children can come out of bad parents. Look, every human, every human at certain age knows what is good for them and knows what is bad for them. But the thing that changed there is the external factor. That thing they call peer pressure. A child can receive a good training and good discipline at home, but when they are with friends who are bad influence and they spend more time with them, that those friends can also influence their behavior and make them bad. You see? And that is why the English people have a word called peer pressure. Peer pressure. You see? So it is vice versa. It is vice versa. That statement, I do not support it, but on the how to call it, on the contrary, uh, how to call it, good children can come out of bad parent. I know of a family that were very, very aggressive. Even in front of children, they fight. But guess what? They have a daughter that was very disciplined. That daughter became the one that will make peace, I call it, between them. When they are fighting, when they are cursing each other, she goes in between. Mommy, stop it. This is not good. Oh, daddy, stop it. I call it, this is not good. I call it, because you know what? She was part of an organization that is called Christian Single International. I call it Christian Single. They used to have this regular, I call it, workshop, and and just teach, I call it, children or young Christian how to be good, I call it, and stuff like that. So it is possible that the home can be very ugly and good children can come out of it. And it is also possible the home can be very good and settled, but bad children can come out of it as a result of the pressure that they are associating with outside, the people that they associate with outside, and where they spend most of the time.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that, Jimmy. Guys, my daughter is getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah,
so
so we can
um
conclude.
so
Yeah.
I wanna maybe we should try to close it and then tomorrow we can it's been like wow 2 hours. I wanted it to be 1 hour. But I want us to go to River says pro his question. I don't think it's a question today, is it? He said fee it is it was based on I think his question where he asked earlier on, he said that wasn't a statement, the one that we read early. Basically, he was saying it was based on a study that was made. Have you also noticed that most serial killers, rapists, and psycho grew up with controlling parents? Um, yeah, but then also I think it was the environment as well. I would say I honestly believe there are individuals that are just born for that. To be honest, in my mind, I think some individual that's part of the destiny, and
Oh,
sometimes through the
see,
environment. Yeah.
let, let me say something quick to Riverside Pro.
Mhm.
Look, to be a
Mhm.
serial killer, you know, most serial killer are professionally trained. Most serial killers are professionally trained people. You see, so and it is not a normal human being will not look at another normal human being and kill them, or will not look at another human being and kill them. Even the soldiers that go to war, they cannot be in their normal state and go facing the battle. They have to go through training, you know, they have to go through psychological mentorship to change, you know, their mind, from a surveillance state to that of a soldier or a army, or state, I call it. So you see, now, as a to be a rapist, to be a rapist, you know, a lot of things can be responsible. There's no parent that teaches their children how to rape. You see, so when a child grew up in an authoritative home, or is reared by a controlling parent, that does not that does not equate a child to being a rapist. You see, it is an attitude that a child himself can develop. Either number one, by an uncontrollable sexual desire. You see, and we got to be very, very careful here when we use the word, rapist, because you know right now in our society, a wife can say the husband raped her, so that husband becomes a rapist. You see, so but my my thing about raping, I call it that get to me, is that when a 40-year-old man go and rape a 12-year-old child, or a 6 or a year old, or 8, because those things happen and we hear them, that could be either for ritualistic purpose, or some other or demonic reason attached. But to say that a controlling parent, or I call it most serial killer and rapists, and psycho grew up with a controlling parent, I totally disagree to that. There has to be, at some point, when that person decide to be who they are, okay, So a controlling parent might be called, authoritative because they want their child to be, who they think that according the child should be. For example, a controlling parent, we see that most of the time in Africa. If a parent, if the father is a lawyer, that father want the child to to copy, right after them, to come, right after them. If they have a law firm, they want that child to take over the law firm after, after them. So they 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 compare the child, you know, to go to law school. You see? But I have not seen a parent, or I've not heard of, of a parent that trained his child or her child to be a rapist. You know,
Well, I don't think he was saying they're training them. He's just saying like
grew
they
grew up
possibly become like that because they've
grew
been
up.
controlling. I think it's just individualized. The girl said she passed her bedtime. Who told you to stay up? You want her to stay up. So that was that question. He also said this one. I think we can actually address that when we're talking about the other topic tomorrow in regards to this topic. He said many women told me they rather parent a girl than a boy stepchild. So we
That
were
is their
discussing.
opinion. That is
Yeah,
that is their opinion. It's not a topic that worth discussion because that is somebody telling him how they think. You see?
right. But it could tie to the whole stepchild scenario thing that we're covering tomorrow, just in case if you want to address that.
Yeah, because the person might feel that they can relate more to the girl child, because she's a lady, she can relate more to the girl child than the boy child. So that could be their reason.
Right. So before we go, I just wanted to leave with this. Just wanted to share this with you guys. So, and I kind of follow these people a little bit. Of course, she wants to disturb. So it talks about the four stages of parenting and how to maximize on each one. I think tomorrow I'll cover that because I don't know if this is gonna go as much as I want to because I have a lot of noise in the background.
Yeah, just
But
meet yourself. Just meet yourself. Let Andrew come in and then Lawrence follow.
all
Yeah,
right.
I think we should close.
Yeah.
No, so I think the show was a great show. And I think from my own observation, what we're doing, I think we are bringing most things to the discourse. We're discussing the issue, and every one of us here, for one or reason, I think we are all parent, and we need to continue to say these things to our kids, regardless of whatever age they are on. We need to talk to them. We may not be perfect parents, and we are not experts on parenting here. But everything we say here, we say it from our own personal experiences we have, and that's why we come here and to advise. That's the essence of the show, to bring out the topic, to discuss it, and recommend suggestions out there to people so they can follow it. Lawrence made brilliant points tonight, and supported by Jimmy and Fisi, where she learned some lesson today too. In closing, we will go on a topic continuing step parenting tomorrow. But like for me, I don't know. I think everyone will be guilty of something one way or another concerning our kids. The I have normally my wife and I we have our own room, our own bathroom is in our room. So once we in our room and we want to take shower or want to bathe or whatever, our doors, even if our main door is not locked, but we in our bathroom, we have two doors before you enter our bathroom. The first door The second door in the bathroom. So if somebody is in the room, who's that? You know. But those things are not things that we need to continue to do as parents, because even the children, when they're growing up, they will do it. They'll say something, like your child seeing your nakedness or whatever, your father also. But I remember, say that was my first time seeing my father's nakedness. I was not feeling good about it, but I had no option. When my father was sick, when in 2012, I remember at the Catholic hospital. I mean, we have kid taking him to the hospital, and he was on a bed or emergency section, and they were trying to put a urine out, something on that bag, fee your medical put your way to put it on him so he could be able to pee.
Catheter. The catheter.
Okay, so they had to put it on him, and I was there. I was in the room when the doctor started. It was my first time in my life I saw my father's nakedness. I felt bad about it, but I have no option because he was sick. Okay, a week later, he gave out a ghost. So we, from our African setting, these are things we consider as taboo. But in a Western setting, like Lauren would say, they would say, well, in a Western setting, but that is not an excuse of people who live in the Western world. They say, oh, the people that are born in America, the American children. Hell no. You are failing to discipline your children to bring them out. It's not the society. The society is going to help you, but if you're not taking care of your children the right way, the society will help you. But when you are disciplining them in a way that if you go, they will not depart from it, the society will also help you. The society, the Western society doesn't say you should not discipline your children. They didn't say so. My cousin, his child was misbehaving and he spanked him. He called the police on his father. The father went there, the police came. He asked the father, he said, your child is calling 911 and blah, blah, all that kind of a story. And the father explained, he misbehaved and I had to discipline him. He's my child. He asked the fellow, you call police on your father because he disciplined you, you want to be on your own. The police didn't do nothing to the father. So you have to take, you got to be disciplined. So people that portray the Western world to be something so different that they want to use that to not take care of their children. That's a false excuse, and nobody should go for that one. And I want to say, kudos to Lawrence for that kind of discipline he bringing, for that way he bring his children out, tell them what to do in the house. And I tell you what, many of them in the society, they just eat, they trash, trash. They don't even take out trash from the house. They don't care to take out the trash from the house. They just let the children loose. And when you talk American children, they were born in the children. For God's sake, I think the president of the United States discipline his children before they go even reach wherever they are. The Obama to discipline their children. The Bush discipline their children. Who are you not to discipline your children? And you say the American, you just came from way Vietnam or way inside clay or that time in Cape Monday, King George or whatever. What part of Playboy you come from? Then you say, oh, American child? Hell no. You born in there in a society, but look at your background. Where did you come from? That you need to instill positive discipline into your children, that they will go tomorrow and say, yes, my parent taught me how to do this. Remember, as a parent, tonight was our close, your right guardian of a parent is to develop the children character of a good child, character of the child. If children get a bad character, you parent want to be responsible. I said 60, but I think I put you up to 70 because I had to leave some margin of error sometime into the situation. Thank you so much. The show was great. And I go to Lawrence, probably close on the show. Thank you.
Yeah, and let me begin with the aspect with the nakedness thing. Sometimes once we discussing parenting, we largely sometimes blames put the blame on the ladies. The men are also guilty with this thing, and we think it's common removing your child from the kids. I've been to many of my friends' home, and because they think they are home, so no child, in my home, no child, you just remove your child. And then what will eventually happen, the boys' children, in fact, not even the boys' children, the girls' children will start, they will not have shirt on in the house. They will remove that shirt because you there and your structure and everything, they see you there passing in front of them, in your boxer, you there up and down, up and down. I think it's not a good sign. Now, when you guys are out, that we're not saying when you take your kids to the pool, you must be having your coat suit on you, you go in the pool and all that, because that's a different case. They will understand that when it comes to those kind of fun time, yeah, it's allowed to do it. But even yeah, if you went to the gym, it's forbidden to remove your shirt for everybody while they're there in the gym. That's why they have a dressing room. You go in the dressing room to remove your clothes and change and come. Even to the pool, you don't stand right outside to remove all your clothes. They got a place where you're supposed to go and change and come back prepared to get in the pool. So that is just to tell you that you know what, not everybody. In fact, sometimes they call it harassment. You don't remove your clothes like that. But again, with the issue of parenting in the home, it starts with simple communication and standing firm. Because if you give instruction, yeah, what can happen? If you tell them, say, do this, do that, and then you just turn your back, no follow up, no talking, you just leave it at that, it's not going to be done. They assume that they even attempt to do it. How well did they do it? Follow up. Say, hey, come back. This is not good. You did not do it well. Do it this way. And most times the feedback we give to will help the kids to be appreciated or to do more. So if the child went and clean up, if you just came up yelling, "Lepelan clean, if you do door, you wanted to clean up, you can there's a just appreciate that little effort and tell them say next time do it this way, do it that way, it's going to help. So the parenting is not just about the children, it's about us, the parents, how we talk, what we say, how we encourage them to do more, and then that's how they're going to be pushed to do more than what we expect. So parenting is a whole graduating course, but I call it graduating course because once you pass our course, nothing you just relax now to enjoy your children. You just relax now, you say, all is done. I mean, I just getting the reward back and enjoy myself in my old age. So it's like a graduating course. You do it well, you pass in it, man, you're good to go. Parenting is a difficult thing, especially there are people who are not ready to parent. There are people who have unwanted children or unwanted pregnancy along the way by mistake or by some peer pressure or by some fun they have. Now they are to parent. Those people is a huge challenge for them. They are not prepared, no resources, they have no direction. Even there are some of them who still need parenting. Now they say bomb baby. Yeah. You stay on parenting, then you now supposed to start parenting another child. So it's a difficult thing. It's something that some of the things we say here, they are scientific. Some are not scientific. It's our personal view and personal experiences because when the one our scientific studies show it and say these are the things that you're supposed to do or the stages of parenting. These are scientific studies. People when they study for many years and they come up with those things. And once you apply them, you're going to use the kind of results. The rest of the other ones are not scientific, they are personal view, they are personal experiences that we express here so that you can choose which one to follow. But it's good being back here on the show, and I look up to tomorrow, what a discussion will look like. And then thanks to our follower, thanks to Fee for keeping this thing running. Andrew, you're always there to support. And Jimmy, man, kudos to everybody. Let's get it running. Thank you.
All right.
All right, let me do my closing. And well, guys, thank you very much. I think Lawrence has said it all, and Andrew, Fee, everybody. Like I said last week, that parenting is not, you know, a school that one can graduate from until you hit your grave. That is why our our parents will still look at us today and still, and still want to treat us like the way we were, like the way they did to us when we were uh little with them, because they still see us as their children. They still see you as their child, their boy, their girl.
Man,
So
that who call it Andrew Dicomba.
they will we will continue to be their children, and even if we have our children, they see our children as their grandchildren, and still see us as their children. So how to that's how far parenting can go. You know, there is no point of graduation as a parent to say, okay, I'm done now, you on your own, and you can go whatever. And t- that's why when we are going, astray, you know they always call us to attention when they are around, because they still feel like their guardians still extend over us. So it's a good discussion tonight, especially where we can practically discuss some of the things that happen in the homes that are overlooked, you know, like for example, um, not not paying attention to your child's feeling, as we use one of our sons as a case study tonight. It is very important as a parent to pay attention to your child when they are saying something, you know, because something will cause them to behave the way they behave. And until you address that, you know, it will continue to happen. So always pay attention to your children, either their body language or their verbal, prompt. We should always pay attention to them. And especially in the society that we live in, what they call it, children are being abused in school by their teacher, sexually abused, physically abused. And some of them are introvert. When they come home, they don't express those things, but we see them in their action. So it is always good when your child comes from school, try to call them and ask them, "Oh, how was school today?" Even go as far as feeding them. Or did you go to the bathroom today? Just do something. Try to get something out of them. Check in their bag. What is the homework? Some parents don't check their children, or schoolwork when they come home. They just the same way they come, that how they go the next morning. And that's bad parenting. Check on your children, make sure they come from school. If they have a homework that they have to do, and I call it, and take back, make sure they do it and take it back. Because if they don't do it, and they take it back, the school or the teacher is going to think that you are an irresponsible parent. So always try to play your part when your child come home. Have a time for them to play, but also have a time to sit down with them, or let them sit down and look over the.
Sorry, my stuff battery is dead. I'm so sorry. I'm about to run out.
So finally, as parents, uh, we should always support our children when they do good. Let us compliment them when they do good, but also let us correct them when they do wrong. Let us not, allow the saver society, or the Western world to influence them with the policy of, or with the so-called thing that they call child right. I'm not against child right, but what I'm against is the misuse of child right. The misuse of the right is one of the reasons why we have so much wayward children today. because we capitalize on their right and ignore the responsibility. So let us pay attention to the things that matters most so that the world can become a better place for everyone. Thank you guys for the discussion. It was a great one, and I look forward to more of it tomorrow. Thank you. Where Andrew?
Thank you all. Sorry, I'm so sorry I'm ending the show this way. See you guys tomorrow.
Okay, Baba, you should
All
go.
right, bye.